Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu tabletop role-playing game rules by Chaosium. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. While we try very hard to stick to language for all ages, listeners should know that this podcast may include mature themes. All content, including names, places, events, companies, and etc., that may bear resemblance to entities living or dead, is strictly coincidental. My name is Michael Diamond, and for tonight's game, I will be your keeper. Thank you for joining us again on another episode of the Old Ways podcast. I'm your keeper, Keeper Michael, and we return to Masks of Nyarlathotep in our Shanghai chapter. And so at the top of the show, as we always like to do, we'd like to thank you, the listener, and our Patreon supporters. If you are not a member of our Patreon and enjoying all of the wonderful gifts therein, you can do so at patreon.com/theoldwayspodcast, where you will get to see and experience many more wonders than the average listener. I would like to start with introductions. So to my right.
This is Tiffany, and I play Maeve O'Shea. And I forgot what we were doing. What were we doing? We're in Shanghai. Oh, we're getting a place.
You are indeed getting a place. To Miss O'Shea's right.
This is Morgan. I play Lillian Lane and got in a bar fight last episode.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
You did. You did. You mixed it up when in the middle of the Stumbling Tiger Bar, and you met a very interesting bartender.
We did.
At the end of the table.
This is Jake, and I'll be playing Jack Doyle. And I don't know if that was a bar fight as much it was a massacre in a bar.
You know, I think what one thing has come to fruition, and that is the steady advancement of our pulp investigators is beginning to show its true color, right? So all of those days and nights spent hunting cultists and surviving strange mythos creatures is really starting to pay off. And the nice part about it is you got to show it all off in front of a brand new investigator at the time, and he sits to your right.
This is Lonnie. I am playing Robert Drummond, and, I'm glad I'm not babysitting this crew.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like you're going to have to babysit them per se, but it does likely seem that you might be having to be a little careful about what they do here in the city. And to Mr. Drummond's right.
Hi, this is James, and I'll be playing Dr. Sigmund Tottenbach. And so far, Shanghai is a hoot and a holler.
It is both hoot and a holler, that is for certain. And last but most certainly not least.
This is Alex playing Sam Perron, who was stabbed in a bar in Shanghai after less than a day ashore.
I mean, we dirtied up that suit pretty quick, which was my goal, to be perfectly honest. So, we'll raise the curtain tonight. They've just recovered from their night at the bar. The bar's owner, a now rather friendly fellow, at least at this point, who tipped you off to some very interesting information about Jack Brady and him being out of town, but possibly coming back relatively soon. He had given you a couple of pieces of information about what might be going on here in the city, and you'd taken the opportunity to sort of clear out of Lantern Street and make sure that you weren't followed by anybody. What I would like to have, if I could, for any of the investigators who are actively making sure that no one follows them away from the bar, which I assume is going to be most of them, I would like a hard spot hidden roll.
That is an 7 out of 55.
Very good.
That's 22 out of 99.
13 out of 88.
I check in on slander.
Okay. Understood. What did you roll?
I didn't roll.
Oh, okay.
I'm checking with him.
She just don't care.
I know that there's other people that are better at that than I am. That's not really my...
Fair enough.
54 under 80, so just a normal success.
Okay. And Sam?
93 over 85. I am inspecting the damage done to my shirt. Luckily, I was not wearing my jacket at the time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So The shirt is, well, not well. That's the best way to put it. You're going to need a new shirt.
Is it more my blood or their blood?
It's really more their blood, but getting it out could be a little tricky. So for those of you who got a hard spot hidden roll, which is several of you at this point, some of you have extremes for that matter. There are more than a couple of pairs of eyes that watch you leave the bar. And worse yet, Jack, there are a couple of people that pick up on where you're going and they tail after you.
All right, then we'll have to try to lose them.
Okay, so are you letting people know?
Yeah. We got a tail.
Yeah, I see that.
I assume you mean someone is following us.
Yes.
You have to be more literal with a phrase like that, Jack. There's a small possibility one of us could have actually had a tail.
I don't.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But we have to lose these guys.
Do we want to split up?
Well, I mean, we can see if we can. A couple of us keep going. If some of us keep, most of us keep going, and a couple of us try to get a drop on them.
Why don't we hang back, Jack?
You and me? I was thinking me and Sam.
Is he okay? Is that your plan?
Sam, are you up for that, or you want to?
Yeah, sure. Just I'll hand my jacket off to Dr. Sigmund.
Stay with him.
Okay, so we're gonna try to move around a corner, and then Sam and I will try to,
Come around behind them.
find out.
All right. So, Mr. Drummond, what are you doing with this knowledge that not only are they being tailed, but likely, because you don't leave with them
Nope.
in the same direction, you go back towards, I would imagine, home, or at least not in a direction that the investigators are going, your group.
Then what I would probably do is shadow them.
Fair enough. So give me a stealth roll, which will be opposed by the people who are clearly tailing you.
That is a 25 under 70.
Okay. That's a pretty good stealth roll. So Mr. Drummond leaves, right, with you a little bit, and then he seems to walk off into a different direction. You guys had mentioned that you'll catch up with him at a later date, probably tomorrow. There was talk of making some decisions about where you're going to go in the morning. Why don't I have Mr. Doyle and Sam give me stealth rolls? The rest of the party can continue, obviously, to move towards the hotel.
I will stay towards the back of the group with Lillian and Maeve. The three of us. I think it would just be the three of us, wouldn't it?
That's just the group.
Yeah, well, that's the rest of the group now because
Right.
he's not there. So I was thinking 4 would be enough for the group, but I will let them walk a few steps ahead and carry up the rear and be ready.
And I still have my new toy that I picked up from the dead body last time.
Jack, what do you have for stealth?
40 under 81.
Okay. And Sam?
I got an 8 under 95.
Okay. So the two of you drift off into the darkness and you watch a couple of people pass you by, ones you tagged already. And after you watch them, you can tell just by body language that these men are capable.
Okay.
They're not just some random people. They're probably not the people you fought, the types of skill level people that you fought in the bar. These are people that know how to move properly through crowds. Mr. Drummond, for you specifically, you catch these two people as well visually, but given your extreme success on the spot hidden roll, you catch another person that isn't with these two men, that's on the other side of the street, that is very quietly, very carefully tailing these two.
So their tail has a tail.
Oh, yeah.
Our tail has 2 tails.
So what are you guys going to do? Jack, Sam?
You ready, Sam?
I nod.
Let's try not to kill them. I don't would hate to kill some cops or something.
Does it appear that Jack has well, he's got fists. I'm not worried about Jack. It's fine.
Yeah, I actually have 2 brass knuckles, which I slide on.
Yeah, you slide on a couple of melee weapons. The brass is fairly cold and sitting in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's comforting, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little while since you've had to use them. And so I guess I would just, if you guys are going to, in effect, surprise them, you just need to let me know.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll make brawl rolls, unless there's going to be some sort of different type of approach.
I was planning on just jumping.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for Jack to move. And as soon as the other one turns, I'm going to pull them into the shadows and bounce their head off of something repeatedly until they stop moving.
Okay, I'm going to straight up punch one in the back of the head.
Okay, yeah. So that's a fighting brawl roll. We'll deal with that first, and then we'll deal with Sam next.
Well, 95 over 75.
Ooh.
Just spend some luck. It'll be fine.
I mean, it's not a critical failure.
No, it's not a fumble because your skill is over 50, and you could spend luck. So since it's a surprise attack, you'll have a bonus die.
Oh, sweet. No, it's 75 over 71, but I'm going to spend 4 luck this time.
There you go. All right, and so you'll roll damage now. And then I guess my question is, you had already stated that you were going to essentially pull your punch and try to not kill.
Well, that's what I meant is don't use your damn machete. Like I guess I'm not trying to pull the punch so much as I'm trying to not outright kill him with a knife to the throat or something.
Oh, okay. You do know that you can punch people and kill them.
Yeah, I know. But I'm guessing this guy can take it.
Interesting.
4 damage.
Okay. So Sam, go ahead and talk me through your situation there.
So I'm going to initiate a grapple sleeper hold, basically, and then I'm going to pull them. I'm going to pull them away from the pair that are now engaged, and then try to get them spun toward a wall, so that I can pin them against the wall and try to knock them out.
Okay. Yeah. No, sounds good to me. Getting them is just a brawl roll.
Yeah, I got a hard success, 28 over 78.
Okay, so that's done. And you need to, when you're engaged then, because you'll likely beat him on dex when the actual rounds take place, if you want to roll fighting brawl again to do damage to him, essentially to bash his head into a wall or whatever it is.
Well, there's like a knockout option, right? Like I can...
There is.
Okay, yeah, then I'm going
So
for
when an attack inflicts an amount of damage equal to or greater than half the target's hit points, you force him to make a con roll.
Okay.
But to do that, you need to actually do damage to him.
So I don't do
that,
damage yet.
you can do damage now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much damage do I do barehanded?
I think it's D3 plus damage bonus.
2.
So you grab him and then ram his head into the wall of a building. Jack, you for all intents and purposes, sucker punch this person.
Yeah.
And the two of you are now engaged in a melee. He's not knocked out.
No, I didn't figure he would be.
Nope. While this melee starts, Mr. Drummond, and you would obviously see it start in the shadows of this Shanghai street at night, what are you doing with your target?
I am watching to see what he does in response to them getting jumped.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, for his part, what he does is continues. He doesn't pay them any mind. He doesn't react to the scene going on. Not that it's much of a scene, given the heavy traffic and given the shadowy alleys that this is taking place in. He keeps going.
I will keep going with him.
Okay. You keep going with him. Jack, the guy that you've punched is going to react and try to elbow you.
I'm going to fight back.
Okay.
32 under 75.
That's an 8. You can take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
You get elbowed in the face. Just like right on the cheek. So Sam, you'll go next.
What does my opponent seem to be trying to do? Are they trying to break free? Are they going for anything? Like, what are they?
Yeah, he is trying to initially right now break free.
I think I'll take this to the ground. So I'm going to go for like a takedown and take him face down to the pavement.
Mm-hmm. Fighting brawl.
That's a 6378.
All right. He is going to attempt to resist said takedown attempt. And yeah, ties go to him in that case. So you attempt to take him down, and he seems to get you into a neutral position. So he breaks a little bit away from your hold on him and sort of faces off with you. And it's at that point he's going to attempt to accost you. Okay, he attempts to accost you. He attempts to kick you in the face.
Okay, then I would like to fight back, and I will kick him in his ground leg.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm going to put you at advantage for this roll.
I don't know if that'll be necessary. I'll just take that 8.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add 2 points of damage to your roll, so go ahead and roll.
2. So 4.
He lifts up and sort of leaps a bit into the air to kick at your face in an attempt to end this squabble relatively quickly. When he does, you go for his plant leg and you kick out his knee, and there's a significant pop in it, and he falls directly on the pavement, face first, having rolled a 100 on his fighting brawl.
Is there a groan, or is he quiet now?
Oh, okay. No, there's a groan. There's a groan for sure. Jack, that is your action.
All right, I will attempt to punch. No, none of this fancy kicking legs out and shit.
Yeah.
That is, I'm going to spend 3 points of luck to make that a 75, which is a success.
He's going to attempt to dodge.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He does not with an 87. Roll damage.
Oh, sweet. That's 4.
Oh. All right, so you give him a good punch. You don't get the face, you get sort of the upper pectoral, and you can hear a deep, heavy grunt from him as the impact of your fist obviously leaves likely a massive bruise. He will, on his action, pull a knife from his boot and attempt to stab you.
I'm going to dodge.
It's a good idea.
37 under 89.
Okay. You dodge a swift knife strike. Things are suddenly getting a little more serious.
So we don't hear any of this?
You guys are continuing to move, and they basically pulled off. And keep in mind, too, environmentally, it's relatively late at night in Shanghai. Trade is still going on. There's all sorts of things moving around, and they've taken this into a bit. I had assumed, I suppose, that the rest of the three of you had continued to walk.
As long as we don't hear like a significant scuffle, like if it's not, but if we can't hear them over anything, then I guess,
I mean, if you can, feel free to make a listen roll to hear the scuffling going on. Obviously, with the grunting and the smacking, there's going to be some potential for you to hear it.
And did that one guy he kicked make at least some kind of?
Oh yeah, but the thing with Sam's enemy is that Sam specifically drove him out of the visual, out of the street and into the alley, because he wants to sort of have his way with him in the alley and beat him up.
Actually, to phrase a good question, the streets that we're on, even though we're not on main streets, they're still probably pretty busy even at this hour.
Yeah, they're busy enough.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're busy enough. It's sort of one of the reasons why they're a hard difficulty to see tail you, is because they fit in with the rest of the scenery. And you've all done, most of you did really well in your spot hidden roll, so you picked them out. And now you've decided to beat the shit out of them, which is totally understandable. So that's going to come around to Sam next.
So does this fellow look like they're going to try to get to their feet?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Then my plan is to wait until they are in their kind of downward dog position, and then I'm going to grab them by the back of the head and feed them my knee.
That sounds uncomfortable.
That is a 59 under 78.
He rolls out of the way. So he sees or feels your knee coming, and he basically barrel rolls. He gets to his feet and swing. He hasn't had a good night so far, so we'll see. So that's not under his fighting brawl. So he swings at you and misses. It's not wild by any means, but
I can stop to fight back, can't I?
you can still opt to fight back, yes.
Okay. So I will gladly receive his arm and throw him over my shoulder, and I'll feed him. I'll send him back to the ground again.
Alrighty.
And that is a 49 under 78.
Okay. Yeah, you do so. Roll damage.
That is a 3.
Okay. He doesn't move much at this point. He's groaning.
I'm not letting go of that arm.
No, I wouldn't assume so. Jack, it's your action.
Right. I'm going to throw an uppercut.
Mm-hmm.
48 under 75.
All right. He'll attempt to dodge. He will fail.
And that is 3.
Okay. Yeah, he falls over. Finally. And we're out of rounds. Yeah, he's holding onto his arm. We're effectively out of combat rounds because the gentleman that Sam has by the arm is effectively out of... He's not willing to fight anymore. You can continue to beat the shit out of him.
What I would do is I would give him like a quick snap kick to the face with my brand new shoes, and then drag him out of the alley.
Okay. Yeah. Where are you dragging him out of the alley to?
Toward Jack.
Okay. So he drags an unconscious man towards you. So, Mr. Drummond, give me a spot hidden roll as the person that you're tailing is going to attempt to meld back into the shadows.
36 under 55.
Yeah, you keep an eyeball on him. Within the next couple of minutes, the 3 members of the investigative party that were headed towards the hotel begin roughly closing in on the bridge that leads to the bun side where their lodgings are at. This is a critical spot, you would know, Drummond, because there is no place to hide on this bridge.
No.
He's going to have to walk over the bridge if he wants to continue to follow.
Yep.
So should we stop and wait for Jack and Sam? Or do we continue on?
Well, I look around. So what's like around here, around this bridge?
Well, it's a relatively commercial district.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some somewhat tall buildings. There are walkways and bridge space for carts to go over. This is what leads back to the bund, so the Wall Street area where all of the shipping and
Mm-hmm.
receiving the boats and stuff like that land here.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking like would we just be standing here, or because I know it's later at night? Is there like a place to go? Is there?
There are bars here.
There's food carts too as well.
Oh,
right?
certainly.
I'm going to stop at one of those first. I think we should get a bite to eat, first of all, and it's a good way to pass the time.
Mm.
Then perhaps a drink. And we can keep an eye on the road.
And
We shall
blend
pick
in.
up- Exactly. I blend in automatically.
You do.
I'm invisible practically.
Yes.
Okay. Jack and Sam, what are you up to?
I'm going to go over the unconscious man real quick, looking for tattoos, anything like that, under the, what was it, left armpit?
Mm-hmm. That's
Especially there.
you find some 3 dots, and then a small bit of what looks like Chinese writing.
There's a knife on the ground here too, right?
Yes, there is a knife on the ground, Sam.
Is it the same type of knife, or is this like a regular knife?
No, this is a different type of knife. This is like a bayonet. This is like a ward knife.
Okay.
That you'd fix to a rifle.
I will look at Jack, say, so are we leaving them here, or are we taking them with us? What's the plan?
I don't think we're going to drag two unconscious men through the streets of Shanghai and up through a hotel lobby. Why don't we just think we can wake one of them up in the alley?
Sure. I will. I'll pull mine back into the alley and kind of motion for Jack to follow me, and I'll have my bag in the other hand. And when I get into the alley, I will open my bag and produce some rope and my knife. Well, I'll use his knife actually, and I'll cut a length of rope, and I will begin. Well, I'll begin hog tying the two of them.
Okay.
To each other.
Yeah. Who needs a roll? I think that it's a fairly effective, given that the occupants are mostly unconscious.
I would say climb, using my climbing knots.
Yeah. Okay. You tie them together. One guy is still somewhat conscious.
Oh, good. Well, I'll start with him.
Okay.
I slap him a few times.
He mumbles something.
I pull the flask out and wave it under his nose.
You can see him crinkle his nose.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'll start asking questions in Chinese.
Cantonese, yes?
Cantonese, yes. Who do you work for?
Roll Cantonese.
Oh, damn it.
While Jack is questioning the other one, I'm going to pull a bottle out of my bag and go to the one who's not awake. And I'm going to kind of tip him up a bit and pour a little bit of, not a decent amount of the nature's remedy into his mouth.
Okay. In an attempt to...
Oh, just leave them a gift for when they wake up.
Sure.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll I'm not drowning him. I'll just tip it up and give him a nice throat massage. Make sure he gets down there clean.
Jack, what do you got on your Cantonese roll?
29 over 11, so I'm going to spend 18 luck.
I love it. You're a madman. Okay. You spend the luck, and Sam, you hear for the first time Jack Doyle speak Cantonese. It's rather something.
I stand in awe holding a laxative in my hand.
And he, the guy that you sort of smacked around a little bit and woken up, he looks up at you and can tell that he's immediately concerned that you're communicating in Cantonese. And he said, you spoke his name. I cannot tell you who I work for. He starts verbally backpedaling.
Is it the bloated lady?
No. Bloated lady.
Is it Ho Fan?
No.
All right, I'm gonna
I know
roll,
who it is.
I'm gonna roll intimidate.
Okay, go ahead.
That's not good. That won't work.
Okay. You attempt to intimidate.
93 over 78.
Oh, it's just a simple failure. It's not a fumble. He backs up a little bit, just struggling. He doesn't actually go anywhere, but you can feel him trying to test the ropes that Sam's put together, but to no avail.
Green gang?
I kneel in front of the man and pull a straight razor.
Okay.
Unfold it in front of his face.
I'm going to play a hand of fate for you. You think back for a moment to something he said, and you hear in your mind, just for a second, in Cantonese, you said his name in the bar. And he shakes his head. No. So what gets implied to you is that he is also looking for Jack Brady.
You think we know where Jack Brady is?
He tries to butch up a little bit, but like with the unfolding razor in front of his face is not helping.
So the only thing Sam knows is I've said Jack Brady twice in Ho Fan.
Right.
I'm just trying to be scary.
You got to intimidate?
I don't know. Actually, I do a little. I'll roll it. I'll attempt to be scary. I don't think I've ever used this skill.
It's the first time for everything.
You know what? That is a 36 and a 35. I will spend 1 luck to make that a success.
Okay. So he begins to sort of blubber in Cantonese. And given that you have a successful language roll, the things that you pick up are that he is also looking for Jack Brady. His employer is looking for Jack Brady. And she very much needs to speak with him. And she is willing to speak with him at any cost. The tone of the she needs to speak with him is not friendly. That comes across very clear. You can also tell that he's immensely afraid of Sam. And he worries that something terrible is going to happen to him.
Now, my friend here, he gets a little twitchy sometimes. He likes the sight of blood a little too much. So I suggest you talk real fast so we can get out of here.
If you know where Jack Brady is, he says to you, you would be wise to turn him over to Madam Swallow.
Well, we don't know where Jack Brady is.
He struggles against the ropes.
But we're going to find him first. Okay, Sam. You want to knock him out?
I'll hold up a finger. I fold the razor, put it away. I will circle back around behind them again and reassert the knots.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll knock him out.
You leave two men hogtied into an alley in Shanghai and then walk out.
I also administer more nature's remedy to the second man.
Oh,
That's just mean.
So back at the bridge, you all stop at a local, we'll say, cart that has a varying number of spirits at it, and even some there's a small stove on this cart where they're cooking what looked like kebab or some type of meat on a stick.
Meat.
And after many drinks at the bar, Sigmund, this is the exact type of portable food you are looking for.
Meat on a stick. I tell you, I've been to so many countries. As he's handing a meat on a stick to Maeve and Lillian. And I tell you, one of the things that is always at every society is meat on a stick. Here you go. Eat. Oh, please. Don't ask which type of meat it is. Just put it in your mouth.
I take it gingerly. Well, I'm hungry after that fight.
Well, I mean, it looks like it
Smells good.
It's visually, it does smell very good. It has a lot of Pan-Asian seasonings on it. You can tell very much from some of your food on the Ormuz on the way here, where you got sort of exposed to Oriental food. It smells quite a bit like that. It's maybe a little bit spicier. And the chunks of meat look very much like chicken that have been sort of cut and apportioned up.
I eat it and it tastes great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll eat it, I guess.
She likes her meat live.
You pick up the stick and you get it close, and there is something in your body that physically repels the meat from you. And there's a sound or a word, a chime goes off in your head, and you get this feeling that you're not supposed to eat this, that you don't eat your own.
Yeah. I'll pass. Thank you.
But I take it.
Seeing your compatriots consume what you believe is snake meat is a little unsettling, but given all the unsettling things you've done around them, it's probably tit for tat. After the meat, we'll say the cart owner offers you a very tiny, tiny decanter of alcohol.
Gleefully, I bow and thank him.
Is it green?
And,
It is.
I thank him and pay with a bit of a tip on the side as well, and sniff it first.
I turn around.
And then drink it, toss it back.
So you probably know what you James, probably know what you're drinking. So
Sure.
explain it to the audience what you're drinking.
This is what's it called? I forget.
It's Cobra Bile.
Yeah, it'd be the Cobra wine, essentially. Yeah. So in China, it is common to take certain organs, gallbladder, things like that, and put them into the wine, let them soak for quite a while, and they're actually cobra parts. And it's floating in the line like we have worms in tequila, and then it apparently just kicks you right in the squaw in the meats.
Well, sometimes they just take the gallbladder and open it in a shot.
Right. But so it apparently tastes like throw up and battery acid, but it puts you where you want to be and keeps you there. So
Speaking of, Doctor,
yeah,
Constitution
roll. Oh, 78 over 65. That is not staying down, is it?
So, let's see here.
Or I'm a lot drunker than I thought.
I am going to, should you decide to, I'm going to play a Hand of Fate for you if you would like the potential benefits of this on a reroll.
You know what? I would. Yeah, I will take the Hand of Fate as a reroll. And thank you, Hand of Fate.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really want to. I just paid for this quote unquote chicken, and I don't want to give it back right now. 32 under 65. So that's actually a heart.
Very good. So for the rest, for a 24-hour period, Doctor, you have gained a slight, we'll say, increase to your constitution for anything that is snake-based.
Okay.
So if you were to be, say, poisoned by a snake, you would get an advantage on that roll. You are also now highly intoxicated.
Ah, fantastic.
So go ahead.
One time when I was quite young, my father had a horse and I saw a farmhand get kicked. It was very tragic. I think he got hit half as hard as I just did. We should probably find a hotel. Probably the one we're staying at.
I can't carry him back. Can you carry him?
The young lady, I am Bavarian. At no point does a drunk Bavarian get carried home. We either walk home or we sleep very hard. Let's go.
So, funny enough, you watch the doctor walk completely straight across the bridge. There's no hitch in his step when he walks this time. He's walking assuredly as well you have ever seen. He barely even needs the cane. So, Sam, Jack, you begin to catch up with your party. It seems they stopped at the side of the road before this bridge. Mr. Drummond, you're still in the shadows, still very patiently waiting for them to get to their freaking hotel so you can figure out what this person wants. And the group begins to cross the bridge. Jack, are you with Sam gonna complete the catch up, or are you gonna stay? Okay. All right.
Actually, I'd like to approach the person who is tailing them.
Ooh, okay. In the shadows or directly?
In the shadows.
Okay. So if you're going to do that, go ahead and roll stealth. I will oppose.
17 under 70.
Okay. You approach.
Is he wearing a hat?
Yes.
I take it.
He turns. You don't need to roll to take the hat.
Sleight of hand. I'd just like to take it off his head.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Go ahead.
No, I didn't do it, but that actually works for my plan. 76 over 40.
But you wanted to take the hat.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I knocked the hat off of him.
You knocked the hat off him. He turns around, and in his right hand, he's produced a rather sharp knife.
I put both hands up. I look absolutely non-threatening, and I say, "I'm sorry."
He's gonna keep an eyeball on you, but reach down and pick up his hat. And he says in Cantonese, "Mind your own business if you know what's good for you."
Well, here, let me help you with that. And I reach down and try to, bang heads with him. Completely accidentally.
Okay, fair enough. Was there, I guess, opposed dex?
74 under 80.
You grab the hat before he does.
I dust it off. I make a big show of dusting it off.
Yep. So the group begins to see this thing go on now, because there's nowhere to hide. No way to hide this now.
Is that Drummond?
Spot hidden rolls, hard spot hidden rolls for everybody who's there, except for you, Sigmund. There's no way you're making this spot.
Nope.
Not in your state.
Not even looking that way.
Oh.
What you got there, Jack?
13 under 99.
Okay.
96 out of 88.
That's
I'm not
not
seeing
good.
anything.
84 out of 75. I'm apparently too busy comforting Slander to...
Likely, absolutely. Sam?
2385. It's a hard success.
You and Jack notice that this man in his right hand has a blade. It's concealed, and it looks like he's either about to use it or was going to use it.
Which man?
The guy that Drummond's talking to.
Okay.
His back is to you, to the both of you.
Work's never done.
Go
I guess
ahead,
not.
Mr. Drummond.
I will make a big show of dusting it off for him and make obsequious bows and such, and then go to hand him the hat, and then I'll drop it.
Okay. You drop it.
I would like to slow roll on this gentleman.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just coming up behind him.
Mm-hmm. You drop it. He looks incredulous and reaches down and snatches the hat angrily from the street. And then he almost seems to make a motion like he's going to hit you with it. And then he turns and he turns to look back at the bridge and notices that there are people approaching.
Yeah, if I see them turn, I'm going to turn and...
He very deftly puts the knife away.
I put a gun in his back.
You can see him react to the pistol.
Everything okay there, bud?
Is there a problem, gentlemen?
I am minding my business. Thank you.
You can see that the man that had the hat, who was once had a very, very seriously angry look on his face, gets a very surprised face for a second. And he seems to perk up. You have seen this look before in many streets. You likely know what Mr. Drummond is doing behind his back.
You know, there's a certain way if somebody stands
Oh, yeah.
when you're behind somebody with a gun.
He slowly lowers his hands and tries to straighten his suit a bit.
I will politely wave. Everything okay, Drummond?
You should meet my new friend.
This man does not want to be anyone's friend. You can tell he sort of glowers at
But
the
I
air.
don't much care what he wants.
I'm just saying for Jack, because you're behind him, you wouldn't see his facial expression. So you can see like the grumpy face begins to sort of squish his features together.
Well, the street seemed packed them tonight. I will reach for the man and I will relieve him of his knife. I'll make it very obvious.
You know what? When Sam's doing that, I'll do it on the other side of him.
You find a pistol. He doesn't move. He keeps his hands up, and you disarm him of his revolver and the knife.
I'm standing back, but I'm not too far back.
So, just out here for a night stroll?
It's nice in Shanghai at night, don't you think?
Oh, it's beautiful. The nightlife is very lively.
Yes.
And who do you work for? We've met a lot of people who work for a lot of other people.
There's an awful lot of entrepreneurs here.
Are they speaking English or Cantonese?
No, they're speaking Cantonese.
Okay.
You can hear the Cantonese being talked. It's weird to hear Jack talk Cantonese.
You speak English?
Some, he says in English.
It'd probably be nicer for my friend here if we spoke in English.
Are you gesturing to Sam?
Yeah.
He's your friend, not mine, he replies in Cantonese.
Oh, can't we all be friends?
I stab his hat.
He takes some pain at the hat stabbing.
Try again, please.
That's not very friendly.
You're looking for Jack Brady.
And who do you work for who's also looking for Jack Brady?
I work for a very powerful man here.
That didn't take long.
And what's this man's name?
He gestures to his suit jacket. You relieve me of the revolver. Take his card. It's in my pocket.
Okay. Slip my hand into his pocket.
You find a business card in there. Just one. It says Hofang's Import-Export.
Yep. Were you to deliver a message or just follow us?
We have many ways of seeing you here. It would be best for all involved if when you do make contact with Mr. Brady,
We hand him over to your employer, right?
it will make your stay in Shanghai much nicer. Sam, give me a listen roll. Miss O'Shea and Miss Lane, give me a spot hidden roll. I know that you're probably somewhat coordinating around the doctor, but you wouldn't be completely unaware of this.
No, I walked away towards them.
97 under 63.
17 out of 88.
51 out of 75.
The authorities are coming up the street.
I'm going to walk up and grab Jack's arm and lean in and be like, we've got company, and start trying to pull him away.
Well, it's been really nice chatting with you. Maybe we'll see you again sometime.
I hope so.
I holster my pistol very, very unobtrusively.
Yeah, you do so. The man slowly puts his hands down.
Give the man back his hat.
I offer him the hat with the knife in it.
I really apologize for the hat.
He takes the hat.
It's a nice hat.
How many holes did you put in it, Sam?
Just one. But it's like right in the forehead.
Oh, you can see him inspect the hole and sort of grumble, and he dips just back in the street to where you'd come from. Just about the time 4 or 5, we'll say a police patrol walks up the street, and they sort of eye the group.
Ni hao.
They nod at you. And then the group of you there's roughly all together there, minus the doctor who's probably watching fish in the over the bridge.
Oh, he's been having a 2-minute conversation with Lillian the whole time.
Oh, okay.
She's
Lillian's
not there.
not there.
Oh, no, absolutely. And he has not turned around to check.
I hand the card to Sam.
This guy was with Ho Fang. Who was the other guy from?
Madam Swallow.
Madam what?
I hear him say Ho Fang.
You do.
I know that name.
You do. A very powerful entrepreneur and someone whom you've heard of work in other circles as well.
Yes, I have.
Wait, so what are you doing here? I pointed at Drummond.
I saw him following you.
So you followed him?
Seemed polite.
Oh.
Missed that second tail.
I give him kind of a clap on the shoulder. Good on you.
Well, it's a good thing you guys don't need a babysitter while you're in Shanghai. But at least he won't know which hotel you're at.
Right.
It probably won't take him long to realize where we are.
Yeah,
so we might
they'll
need...
find us sooner.
Yeah.
Is anybody not looking for Jack Brady?
Apparently all of Shanghai is looking for Jack Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we adjourn to the hotel? Because apparently if everyone's looking for him, just standing out here saying his name over and over again is going to help.
You folks have a wonderful night. I have business to attend to.
Tomorrow, what time do you want to get together?
Here, I reach in my wallet and hand out my business card.
Ooh, what does your business card say, Mr. Drummond?
Well, I work for the China Independent as a photographer.
Yep.
And I will hastily scrawl my home number on the back, and I will say, just ring around. I'll be home.
Okay.
So the two groups separate, going their separate ways. Mr. Drummond, you head back to your home. I will deal with you in just a moment. The group goes back to the hotel where it is afforded, should it so choose, a reasonable meal. There's a wonderful soup that has been placed on that is available for you as well, plus some other lighter fare for evening meal. One of the things that you'll notice as you work and exist in the Orient is the meals are a lot different than European meals. Obviously, the fare is smaller, and they haven't really, we'll say, adjusted to American appetites. But yeah, the food is good, and so I guess I'd like to know from our hotel-based investigators, Miss O'Shea, how are you ending your evening? What are you winding down with after a night of bar fights and alleyway ne'er-do-wells?
I don't know that I have a book that interests me anymore, so probably just doing my evening devotional and feeding Slander or letting him out to go feed.
Mm-hmm. Miss Lane?
What time is it when we get back?
Oh, by the time you get back, it's probably 11.
Oh.
It's gotten significantly later. Beyond the performing that Miss O'Shea did at the Stumbling Tiger, the, we'll say, after-performance athletics that were done, and then the cleanup, the talk with the bartender, etc. It's been several hours since you left the hotel.
Do they have a bar in the hotel?
They do.
I'm going to go in after we partake in a meal. I'm going to go and drink some tea in the bar.
Okay.
And just kind of relax. I'm probably a little... And then probably later on go and clean up because I'm probably a little dirty from the bar brawl.
Yeah, likely. This is a hotel that you have that affords you the ability to have a bath and to relax. The bar is very dimly lit, so it's a nice bar to relax in. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be a bar you would sit and take a book and read something in, but it's definitely one that is slightly smoke-filled and uses a lot of relaxing sort of amber-colored lights. Jack, what about you?
Oh, first I'll have the doctor look over the side of my face since I got elbowed.
The doctor really... I will leave that to him. You can tell that he's lightly intoxicated.
Oh.
Maybe.
You know what? Maybe I'll have him do it in the morning.
Maybe more than likely.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it in the morning. And then I'm going to have a few drinks and clean my gun because I used it tonight.
You did.
I joined Jack at the bar and... Jack, you've got to try this. And then I order one of those things that I had out at the cart.
The owner, the bartender here says that they wouldn't dare serve such things here at this establishment, but they would be happy to serve you both some sake if you would like.
Sake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is sake?
And the bar owner smiles.
I'm sure Jack has never heard of sake.
Probably not. So he goes behind the bar and works to very slowly prepare something out of what looks like a white decanter. And he explains that it's essentially a rice alcohol.
I've drank a lot of grains. I've never drank rice. So.
Yeah, I've had grains and tubers of all sorts. And let's try it.
The flavor here is actually a little bit fruitier than you'd expected. It almost reminds you a bit of wine, but there's an additional texture or flavor to it that separates it from that.
It's pretty good.
The bartender says it's one of the healthiest drinks in the world.
Oh. Well, to your health, Dad.
Clink.
Since now that Sam has an identity and feels like himself again, he's actually going to do a bit of catharsis. And does the staff allow... So he's going to ask, do they speak English or do I have to have somebody translate for me all the time?
No, there are a couple of staff members here do speak some English, yes.
So I would inform them that I'm a personal assistant for one of the people in this group here, and I was hoping that there would be a place where I could do some laundry.
Oh, certainly. They're happy to take your laundry if necessary.
Oh no, it's we need to handle our own delicates if it's okay. But if you can point me in the direction, I can definitely take care of it.
They're willing to allow you to use one of their wash basins for clothes.
Okay. Then I will collect anything that anyone has that is, bloodied and messy from the bar. Sam isn't necessarily a tailor, but I have disguise and I have chemistry. So I'm wondering if can I do some stitching and some cleaning and see what I can get done? Because I feel like this is something that Sam would want to do desperately.
Yeah, I think, let's see here. You have chemistry would be knowing. So give me a chemistry roll to know sort of what amount of chemical detergents or cleaners would be used to clean the clothes. And then we can give you a hard difficulty disguise roll to see how well you prepare the clothing afterwards.
So I'm going to spend 2 luck to make that chemistry roll a success because I feel like this needs to happen.
There's a lot of luck burning tonight. I like that.
And you said make the disguise roll?
Yeah, disguise. It's hard difficulty given the puncture wounds. And
all right. That's an extreme success on disguise, 489. So
okay.
We are stitching.
You stitch and clean. It takes you a couple of hours to correct the clothing of some of your compatriots and to clean them. But afterwards, you get we'll say 90% of the staining out, and the other 10% you're able to dim enough to where it could be easily wearable in public without any question. The correction to your own clothing as far as stitching and repair work is done flawlessly. And so it looks as good as it possibly can be given the damage that was done to it.
Okay. That's what I spent my night.
Very well. Now, Mr. Drummond.
Yes.
You, on your walk home, pass by a weathered fence post.
Mm-hmm.
That weathered fence post has just the lightest amount of blue chalk under one of the, we'll say, tips of the fence post. And you know, given one of your employers, that means you have a message waiting in a very specific spot that needs to be read.
I will head to the specific spot.
You head just down the way there a little bit, not but maybe a couple of blocks from your home, and you access a loose brick. And behind that loose brick, with just an effortless amount of the proper pressure, you retrieve a very small message.
Put it in my pocket, keep on walking.
You obtain the message and now may continue to walk on with your dead drop spot firmly intact. When you get back to your house, you unfold this message.
Okay.
There is a white papered telegraph here from the Worldwide Telegraph Service.
Yep.
It says, flowers sent to mother not arrived. Stop. Ensure they arrive to avoid disappointment. Stop. Concerned birds may have eaten them. Stop.
One other question. When they were talking on the bridge, did I hear Mr. Doyle say Lady Swallow?
He didn't say Lady Swallow.
Or Madam Swallow?
Give me, we'll say, a luck roll.
Well, it's a 12.
Okay. You did overhear him use the words Madam Swallow, and you are familiar with who that is.
Oh, okay. I'm going to think about this. Telegraph probably is not open right now.
No, likely not.
But I know when it opens.
You do.
So I think I have a stop to make tomorrow on my way to whatever meetup I'll be doing.
Very well. I think that, then, is where I will call this episode to a close. So thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. We look forward to reaching you next week